I never thought I'd be the type of person to write something like this, but here I am, still trying to process what happened. This isn't some crazy ex story or a misunderstanding that spiraled out of control. My best friend, someone I trusted with my life, actually tried to poison me. I guess I should start from the beginning. Let's call her Rachel. We met in college, and from day one, we just clicked. We did everything together: late-night study sessions, weekend road trips, even shared an apartment after graduation. I never once doubted her loyalty. Never had a reason to. Until a few months ago. It started small. I'd feel sick after eating or drinking something she prepared. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe I had a weak stomach. Maybe it was stress. But then, the coincidences started piling up. It only happened when she made something for me. Smoothies, coffee, even a simple glass of water. I'd feel dizzy, my vision would blur, and I'd have this overwhelming sense of nausea. One night, after a particularly bad episode, I ended up in the ER. The doctors ran tests but couldn't pinpoint anything specific. Food poisoning, maybe. A stomach virus. But something in my gut told me it wasn't that simple. That's when I started paying closer attention. Rachel always watched me drink. I never noticed it before, but once I started looking for it, I couldn't not notice it. She'd lean in slightly, her eyes fixed on my face, waiting. And every time, the second I showed any discomfort, she'd suddenly look away, change the subject. It was subtle, but once the idea took root in my mind, I couldn't shake it. I decided to test my theory. One morning, she handed me a cup of coffee like she always did. I pretended to take a sip, but I didn't actually drink it. Instead, I set it down, chatting with her like nothing was wrong. She kept glancing at the cup, her fingers twitching slightly. That's when I knew. A few days later, I took things a step further. I swapped our drinks when she wasn't looking. I felt sick just doing it, but I had to know for sure. Rachel took a sip, then froze. Her face went pale, and she immediately grabbed her stomach. "Oh God, I don't feel so good," she mumbled, rushing to the bathroom. That was it. I had my answer. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I started distancing myself. I made excuses, avoided eating or drinking anything she prepared. I needed proof, something undeniable. So I set up a small hidden camera in our kitchen, pointing right at the counter where she always made my drinks. It took less than a week to catch her in the act. The footage showed her pouring something into my coffee. A clear liquid, just a few drops, but enough to make me sick. My body felt numb, and my mind raced as I watched it over and over. My best friend casually poisoning me like it was nothing, like I was just some experiment. I took the footage to the police. At first, they were skeptical. It sounded too crazy to be real. But after reviewing the video and running some tests, they confirmed it. She had been poisoning me, slowly over time, with just enough to make me sick, but not enough to kill me. At least not right away. Rachel was arrested. Turns out she had a long history of obsession, of unhealthy attachments. I don't know if she ever really cared about me or if I was just some twisted project to her. But I do know that if I hadn't caught her when I did, things could have ended much worse. I still don't understand why she did it. I probably never will. But I do know one thing. Sometimes the people you trust the most are the ones you should fear the most.